Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of Robbie's Backstage Bants. And today I'm joined by the lovely Chloe Gentles, who you might know from Avenue Q or Beautiful or even Contact. That was a thing that happened.
Yes.
So,
Woo!
welcome, Chloe. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
I
no
am
worries,
well.
absolutely. I'm
I
so
am
glad.
good. How
Obviously,
are
we've
you?
recently seen you in the Halloween concert that just happened.
Yes, that was
Absolute
so much
smashing it.
fun.
That was fun. I enjoyed piecing that
Great
together.
idea. Well done, you.
Got it up there. Um, Today we're just gonna have a nice chat about everything you've done.
Hey, I love the chat.
Everything you've done. So we're just gonna go on and on about it, and just so you can brag. You can go for it.
Oh,
So
oh,
the
great.
first
Let's do this.
the
I'm
first couple
joking.
of questions I've got today are
Yes.
about how you got to where you are. So the first question is, what is the journey of how you got to where you are today?
Woo!
It's a brief
So
question.
it was a long journey, but it was long, but it was short at the same time.
Yeah.
Long but short. It felt like years, but actually, think looking back on it, it went really quickly. So my secondary school was just your basic secondary school around the corner, but they specialised in performing arts. So that's why I was like, I'm going there because it was free, and obviously performing arts is my life. So went there, had the best 5 years because my secondary school only went up to year 11, so we didn't have sixth form.
Yeah.
Had the best 5 years there, learnt a lot, did all the musicals. We even had a glee club and we actually won. So the first
That's
year that we were in our glee club, there was a competition. I don't know if it's still happening. It's the Jack Petchy Glee Club Challenge. And my school was the first school to ever win it. And it was massive. It was at Savoy Theatre
wow.
and Graham Norton was one of the judges. So I got to meet him. Yeah, mad. Loved it.
That's
So
insane.
did that. And then I actually went down another avenue. I went down the academic route because I did quite well at my GCSEs, and my teachers were like, "Oh, you should do this, you should do this," and I was like, "Okay." So I went to a really good college, and then I lasted for about a year because whilst everyone was reading their books in class, I had my book, and then behind my book was my script from doing all the shows I was doing outside of college, which was like
Yeah.
Amdram stuff, doing that. And any spare moment, I would get into the dance studio because we had a dance studio and just dance. Yeah, did that, and I was like, okay, need to move on. So I went to the Brit School for 2 years, got my diploma in musical theatre there, and Brit was amazing. It was a very long journey because I lived in North London and Brit is in South London. So 2 hours there and 2 hours back every day. Had to get up at 5 o'clock every morning. But it's what we love to do. It's a dedication.
Exactly.
So yeah, went there. That was great. And then was fortunate enough to get the Andrew Lloyd Webber Scholarship into the Erdan Academy.
As you do.
As you do. Yeah, because there was no way in hell I was going to be able to afford to go to
No,
drama school.
absolutely
It
not.
was
Yeah.
either a scholarship or no drama school. So fortunately enough, I went for this scholarship, was lucky to get it. And yes, went to Erdan for 3 years, had the best time, learnt a lot, sweated a lot as well. And
As
again,
always.
had to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning, as you do, get there, do your thing, come back days. Yeah.
The
So did that.
dedication is real.
Yeah, it was good. And then from there, I think I graduated in June and I got Avenue Q in November.
Yeah.
So maths in between how many months that was of just auditioning and getting far or getting cut. And yeah, I was really fortunate.
Yeah.
I was one of these lucky graduates who had an audition for everything. So I was really lucky. I got out there and I just went for it all. And then luckily Avenue Q was like, yes. So
We'll
I
take
was like,
you.
I will take Avenue Q. And it was so funny because I probably should say this, but I didn't really know what Avenue Q was. I've listened to the songs once or twice. A couple of my peers at Erdang used to sing it in our acting through song classes. They sing Purpose and Fine Fine Line. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this song? What is this? No idea. And then obviously when I got the audition, I was like, oh, this is
Let's
right. Okay.
listen to this one.
Yeah, let's listen to this. Watch as many YouTube videos as I possibly could.
Yeah.
So yeah, did that and had the best year of my life. Traveled the country and yeah,
It's incredible
amazing.
production.
Oh, wasn't it? I loved it. It was so good. It's so funny
We'll
as
get
well.
more into that one later.
let's.
We'll give it
We've got to keep it PG though. Got to keep it PG.
This is true.
And then yeah, really fortunate again. Finished Avenue Q in November, and then started 3 weeks later rehearsals for Beautiful.
Yeah.
Got into Beautiful, did Beautiful until March because of COVID. So yeah, it finished
Got
early. It was
me
meant to.
seeing it. Thanks to COVID.
Yeah, I know, right?
The week
So sad.
before. You taking the mic?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we were all meant to go to
It's
Sunderland.
the Monday. Everything got closed on the Monday, and you guys were meant to open on the Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness, I know you kept messaging saying I can't wait to see you guys, and
Yeah.
we were like, yeah.
It was gonna
And
be
then
so good, and then Rona had other ideas. But
right,
I hope Beautiful makes
heartbreaking,
that.
heartbreaking. But
Makes that.
yeah, and then obviously COVID happened, so everyone was stuck inside. And then I again was really fortunate. Had an audition for a great, fantastic play called
Yeah,
Contact, and that audition process was very, very quick and amazing. I just felt a bit like a whirlwind, really, actually.
absolutely.
And then did that, and that again was just unreal because it was like, what's going on? And we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I still get to perform when so many don't. And I was just feeling so blessed and grateful and lucky, and yeah, it was. I learned a lot on that job and absolutely loved it because it wasn't musicals. As much as I love musicals, it was great to just
It's
be
nice
in
to
a
have a
straight,
different. Yeah,
yeah, and to just work on my skills on that. So that was amazing. And now here we are.
here we are,
Now November,
November.
November, yeah. So that's been the journey so far. So luckily, I've actually been going, and now we're stopped.
And
But
now it's come to a slow and
yeah,
steady.
it's just a halt at the moment.
Yeah, but we will come back.
Will.
The other question is one I really find interesting. Was there any other career paths that you had in mind, or was it always you wanted to go down the acting route?
Very, very good question. Okay, so I want to be a midwife, and that's still a thing that I want to do, but I want to do it in later life when I'm in my 40s, like later 40s, all that. Want to be Beyonce first, and then I'll
Well,
pull up
halfway there.
cover them. But yeah, midwifery has always been a massive passion of mine. So everything in school, I kind of did all the performing arts, and then I tried to do all the science stuff at the side.
Yeah,
And if I wasn't going to do that, kind of think performing arts, midwifery, I guess teaching. I've always just loved teaching, and I love secondary school so much. I had the best experience, and I just thought, oh, I'd love to be a secondary school teacher at some point, but who
I think
knows?
that sometimes, and then I think, but would I want to put up with myself? No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard work. Teachers honestly don't get enough credit. It's so much hard
This is
work.
true. Every teacher deserves more credit for
Oh,
what they have to
100.
deal with, especially now.
Yeah, yeah. All these online classes and the organization, and yeah, it's a lot. So I take my hat off to them.
Absolutely. So now we're just gonna jump into a little chat actually about your career this time. Yeah, so this is your career in a short chat. Firstly, Avenue Q, which I obviously saw and it was absolutely fantastic.
Yes, Avenue Q. Where do I start? I mean, you've seen the show, I'm sure. I guess I should speak if people haven't seen the show. So
Yeah.
it's hits.
Puppet.
Um, yes, and some other funny human characters. Um, and it's really funny. It's
Yeah.
very much out there, slightly on the ruder side.
Don't bring your kids.
Don't bring. Do you know what you say that though? Do you know how many kids we had come and watch the show because they thought it was something to do with Sesame Street, and then like it got to like porn, and then they were like, "Oh, time to go," and then you just see the parents with their kids leaving the auditorium. Oh my! I never forget this one show. I don't know where we were. Leave with me. I'm trying to remember. And obviously backstage we have the monitors and we're watching our MD, and behind the MD on the front row we could always see the audience members, and there was this family. It was this mum, this dad, and these two boys. One of the boys must have been like
No, no.
12, and then the other one was like 16. And they've come and watched it, and obviously it's got to the porn song. Wow, the mum is laughing her head off because she's sitting in between her sons and she's looking at her sons. One of the sons, the 16-year-old, is like red. He's like, he couldn't look at the stage, he couldn't look around. The dad's looking at the 13-year-old who's just like, thinking it's hilarious, and the dad is like laughing his head off as well. And I just felt so everyone was laughing so much backstage because we just got this
Yeah.
poor family, poor teenage boys have come to see this with their parents, and then you could just see their faces like,
I think it would
but
be like that, but I went with my mum, and
yeah,
I loved it.
yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
And you know what? It's so much fun to be in the show as well, especially the track that
I
I was doing. So
bet.
I was ensemble and I covered Gary Coleman and I
Yeah,
covered.
let's talk
So
about that being Gary Coleman.
yes, Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman.
That is the,
Yes, Gary Coleman was an actor. Unfortunately, he has passed away.
yeah,
And he had a very interesting life. Basically, long story short, he was a star. He was a child star. That was it. That's the
yeah.
word, Chloe. And his parents ripped him off. Basically, kept all his money, and he was trying to sue his parents. And that's the joke. And he now lives on Avenue Q, which is like the poorest street.
He just
And he's
chills out there,
yeah, and he just chills there with all his friends.
superintendent, as you do.
Yeah, exactly. Does his thing. But yeah, it's really and playing that role when I got the opportunity to go on,
Yeah,
it,
absolutely.
it's such a great role. I mean, to me, I personally think he's got the best songs in the show. Well, two of them, and
Yeah,
he's just funny. You know, he gets all the funny one-liners, and it's a heightened character, but also quite laid back. And yeah, no, Gary Coleman for me was a blast, and I think I love that it can be a male, female. You
yeah,
know,
no,
obviously,
that's really, really good.
yeah, Nick was obviously
Obviously,
cast as Gary Coleman.
Nick just casually blasts out them notes. Don't know how he does that.
In the female key, I know, madness, absolute madness. And then like he'd be sick and he'd be like, Chloe, you're wrong, and it's the same key. And I'm like, I'm finding it really hard. So how does Nick do this? But Nick is just in a league of his own. Do you know what I mean?
Don't know how.
Yeah. So Gary Coleman was epic, and yeah, really again grateful I got to play that role, and
Yeah,
then be ensemble. We did a lot of the backstage stuff. So behind the house, there was loads of puppets popping up here and there. We did a lot of that, and we did off stage singing in like the booths. We had to stand in our corners and sing and watch the monitor and all of that. And then we got to go in the audience in Act
yes,
Two for the
did.
money song, try and get everyone's money, which
That
was
was
always
exciting.
fun.
I'll always remember being sat there and Robbie just appearing next to me. Um,
Yeah.
without me
No,
even
we'd know if you was in. 'Cause obviously, you tell us, and then we'd spot you, and then be like, right,
getting.
we're going straight for him.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, "Oh, this is nice," and I sort of like, you're just looking over there, like, oh, and then I was like, "Oh Jesus, hi." Yeah,
Yeah, we loved it. I mean, we loved anyone who loved the show and was involved with us. And if
yeah,
they were sitting, of course, we're going to go over with the bears and be like, give us your money, kind of thing.
yeah, I love it, and I just love the audience interaction with that.
Oh yeah, I just love the different reactions. Get some people who are just wetting themselves and absolutely love it,
Yeah,
and there's some people who sit very quietly and they don't quite know what's going on. They think it's a massive joke, and then you get other people who just are horrified by it and they can barely look, or sometimes they get up and leave. And I just love it. I just love being backstage and watching the different audience
yeah,
members. Right, but that was a whole show in itself, actually, watching the audience.
yeah. I bet. I mean, it is just a really, really great show. The set was gorgeous as well.
Yeah, the house
I wanted to
and
live on Avenue Q at that point.
I mean, it would have been a great street to live on. Do you know what? I would have loved to live on Avenue Q right now during the pandemic, just to see how all the characters would have got on. You know what I mean? Just to see how they would have dealt with it. Um,
Well, I know
I'm
how
sure.
Trekkie would have dealt with it. Let's just,
Leave that one
yeah,
there.
bless him. So
Oh,
that was Avenue Q. You then moved on to Beautiful. No,
yeah.
I
Woo!
can't talk much for Beautiful. You're gonna have to roll this one on because Rona stopped me from seeing this one.
I know. Okay, so Beautiful is about Carol King and her life, basically. And so you've got Carol King and her husband Jerry Goffin, and they wrote many, many songs. Many songs I don't think people realize they wrote.
Yeah, no,
Um,
listening to the soundtrack, I was like, oh,
oh, yeah, I did exactly the same. When I first listened to the soundtrack, I was like, oh, okay.
yeah,
And then they've got these other two lead characters, Cynthia Wilde and oh my goodness, how have I forgotten this? Barry someone.
Barry,
Terrible.
Barry.
Oh my god, how bad is that? Right, okay, yeah. Them. And they wrote songs as well. They were kind of like in competition with each other. and who can write the best songs. And that's kind of the gist of it. However, it goes into their relationships and it goes in about Carole King and her relationship with her husband Jerry, and he does some naughty things, and then she
Jerry.
leaves him, and then she finds that she's got her own voice and moves to LA, and then that's when she writes her famous album Tapestry. Um, and then Act Two is basically all about that.
Yeah.
And then within that, the songs that they wrote for the famous stars, so like the Drifters, the
Yeah.
Shirelles, the two, the Righteous Brothers. Am I missing anybody else? Probably am. But and you get to see those characters come alive and sing those songs that we all love. And oh yeah, Little Eva, there we go. I knew I was missing another
There you
one.
go.
Yeah, it's just basically a story about her life, and her life is unreal. Like it's amazing where she started and where she's still going. Carole King is still going, and she's got so much energy, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically the gist of the musical. It's a great musical. It's emotional. It's fun. It's heartwarming. It's everything. It's everything you want a show to be. And then at the end, you're leaving like woo. So yeah.
Well, that's what I miss.
Yeah, well, hopefully it will come back and you can come watch it.
This is what I was saying. Hopefully you
Yeah,
get to do that.
finally be able to come watch it.
Did Carol come and watch you?
No, she didn't. No, we were the second tour to go out. So did she see the first tour? I
Like,
know she came to the
I'm
West
not
End.
coming back for another tour. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she came. She came to the West End. I'm not sure if she came to the first tour. You're gonna have to ask Jacob. Jacob would know.
I'm probably, to be honest, I probably did ask him. Let's be real. I can't remember.
Yeah. No, we didn't have a visit from Carol. I wish.
Maybe if you had gone on a bit longer, you might have. Maybe she was planning on visiting you in Sunderland. Who knows?
Who knows? Stranger things have happened this year, haven't they? So who knows? She might have come to Sunderland.
Who could have told us in January that this was going to be a thing, and that we'd still be here in November, and I'd be here on a Zoom call with you? So, what was going to happen?
I know.
That's
I
mad.
still didn't even realize it was going to happen when it happened. I was one of those people who didn't watch the news, and everything I heard about coronavirus, I just put my head in the sand and I was watching.
It's some sort of joke. I was like, yeah, this can't be a thing that's going to happen.
I remember it so clearly. Like when we our last week in Cardiff, everyone was like, "We're going to close at the end of the week. We're not going to go to Sunderland." I was like, "Shut up! Yes, we were." Like, just being so positive. We even had an extra rehearsal scheduled in because we were after Sunderland. We was in Wimbledon. So we did the rehearsal and everyone was like, "Oh, you know, this isn't this. We don't need to do this because we're not going to be working." And I'm like, "Yeah, we are. It's fine. Like we're going to do this." And even on the last night, on Saturday night, I was like to everybody when I was leaving, I was like, "Bye guys, see you Tuesday." And they were like, And I was like, "Yes, I'll see you Tuesday." And then obviously we got the email on Monday, and obviously watching the news, watching Boris be like, "Shut the theatres." I was like, "What?"
Shut them all.
Heartbroken, just crying.
I was like, how has this happened?
I know.
How? Like, what?
I know. It doesn't seem real. I feel like we're living in a parallel universe. Like this is the Twilight Zone. Do you know what I mean? We've all
because it's gone surprisingly quick.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like I can't believe it's basically Christmas. Do you know what I mean? I cannot. Where has the time gone?
My decorations are up. Well, some of them are.
Are they?
Trees are up.
Okay. I mean, I refuse to put up my decorations until after Black Friday because I like to get my discounts in, get my shopping, and then I'm like, okay, then it's Christmas. But I don't know. Maybe there's nothing else to do, is there? So maybe I should.
This is what isolation has driven me to. The second tree went up today.
Fair.
I mean, is it a big? Looks nice. We've got a big one and a medium one. It's
we've got two. Fancy.
I know. This is just a thing now. So, lastly, we've got Contact to get onto, which is obviously something that happened in the crazy vortex of 2020.
Yes. So, Contact was written during the first lockdown, and it was basically about the lockdown. It's two characters. Two characters, but mainly one, Sarah, and I don't want to tell too much that would give away because I know it's opening in Manchester and if people are going to go see it, I don't want to ruin it. Anyway, basically, long story short, something dramatic happens to her in her life and she has to learn about her emotions and deal with her emotions. And then being in lockdown and then obviously being by herself, being
Yeah.
isolated. It's all about her finding those emotions and working through them. And then she has a guardian angel who guides her on that path, basically, who is the other character. And it's a socially distant show for the actors and for the audience members. Um, it's using brand new technology, and how it works is you get your ticket and you download the app. You turn up to the location that you wanted to come watch the show. You bring your headphones and a fully charged phone, and you plug your headphones in. You put in your code that you get emailed, and you watch the show. However, you can be really close. You can keep 1 meter away from the actors, or you can be on the other side of the road if you want to be, and you listen to what we're saying. And we mime only, I would say, like 5 minutes of the show, we mime the words. We don't actually speak either.
Yeah.
Um, and then the rest of the show, it's all in the mind. So you hear our thoughts. And when I first heard this, I was like, what?
This is
Is
interesting. This is like
interesting?
really. This is
Yeah,
why I haven't said a word. I'm like, whoa.
yeah. And then you think, okay, how am I going to be connected? How am I going to be engaged if I'm outside, standing with a bunch of people, listening and watching? Like, how is that even going to be intimate?
Yeah.
Every single person who's come and watched the show has said to me, I have never ever felt so intimate or related to a show in
Oh
my
my
life,
God.
because you've got your own earphones or headphones in,
Yeah.
and you're watching it for the first 5 minutes. It does take about 5 minutes to adjust and get used to it, and then before you know it, it's almost like you're at home watching Netflix and you're in this complete world. And
Wow.
because all you hear is what's going on, and there's special sound effects that have been specially created for the app and for the show. It's so
Wow.
cleverly written. It's taken so much time, and
Insane.
yeah, by the end of it, you're still engaged with it. And then one of the actors tell you, okay, the show's done. You can remove your headphones, and you remove your headphones. It's almost like you can remove yourself back to reality, and everyone's being like, oh, like we're here. They haven't realized that they've moved,
Mad.
and they're so involved. And oh, the feedback that we got was amazing, and people just loved it. Again, different people from all over the country, all over the world would come and watch it,
Yeah.
and every single person just loved it because it just felt so personal to them. And I just was so grateful that I was part of it.
That's
So
incredible.
yeah,
It's definitely something we need to look at for like
yeah,
outdoor
definitely.
performances, especially this year, but
Yeah.
even in the future,
I mean,
outdoor performances.
it's opening in Manchester in the new year.
Wow.
If you can get yourself to Manchester,
I might
I
have to.
highly recommend to go and watch it
I
because it's
really might have
personal,
to
it's
do that.
great. You can keep your distance. You can have your mask on if you want. You can do what makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Theatre again. I still don't know if theatre is going to be opening in January, February time, but at least it's something, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Six are trying to get back. I'm trying to go see them. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Come
mm,
on, six.
come on, guys. And Jamie as well.
Yes, yes, of course. I'm so behind it. So Jamie's coming back, Six and Layman's concert. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's
Oh my god, amazing.
incredible. I'm so pleased all of these
Yeah,
things are so
I know.
slowly coming
I
back.
can't wait. I keep saying to my mum, and I keep saying, I cannot wait for the first performance of Wicked. Like, I'm going to be there. I want to be at the first performance of Wicked, front row. So when Glinda comes down in her bubble and she says, it's good to see me, everyone's going to be like, yes, it is.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, literally. And I know I'm just going to cry the whole way through, especially at the end of Defying Gravity. I'm going to be like, well, someone pass me the tissues. I'm done.
Think about the vocals though that's gonna be after all of this.
I know. I know. I can't wait. I'm literally so excited that day when theatre does come back.
It's gonna be electric.
Yeah, it's good. That's why my aim is to try and get to the first performance of every single show that reopens. So I kind of hope they don't all open at the same time because I just want to get to the first performance because just to be in that atmosphere, because the people who are going to be there are the people who love theatre and who
Yeah.
have desperately needed it,
Are
and
you
it's going to be
going to
friends
Six?
and family. Yeah, mad.
Have you booked any of the socially distance runs for anything?
No, nothing. I'm trying to get in there, but then it's just so difficult because
It's
you book
travel
it,
as well.
then it'll be like, oh, we're going into another lockdown. And you're like, oh,
Yeah, this
I
is one thing I'm worried about. I've got Six in December in Manchester.
okay.
What's either going to happen is we're going to be on a lockdown or I'm going to have to isolate again. So,
Right.
which is
Okay. It's like go to school, watch Six, school, Six, Six. I know what I'm doing.
takes me
Yeah,
off
I've got
school.
to stay home. And then go run up to Six.
I think I've got the Rona. Yeah, no.
Oh god, we shouldn't joke, but yeah.
Honestly. Well, anyway, now we've done that, let's jump onto your fans' questions.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is from Evie, and Evie has asked, "What is your dream role?"
I hate this question, but I also love this question. Okay, dream. I had three.
Go for it.
Okay, is that okay? I'm allowed three.
Yeah, you can have three.
So Alpha Bar, obviously, the dream.
Absolutely.
Via
I
Gravity.
can see that. Let's go.
Great. Alpha Bar, then Jenna in Waitress.
Oh yeah,
Love Waitress. Just love it so much. And yeah, it'd be a dream come true to play Jenna.
100%.
And then Scaramouche and We'll Rock You.
Oh,
That's been the dream since day one, really. Because
absolutely. Let's just get you in as all of these.
please, please. Do you know what the dream would be actually? To be Swing in We Will Rock You because and I could cover all the female leads. Because
Yeah.
I on Meet, and it's not Meet anymore. I know they've changed the name. And the Killer Queen. I'm like any one of those. I would just love to do. So make me swing so I can play them all.
Take it. The
Yeah.
second question's from Trevor, and Trevor has asked, "If you forget a line on stage, what do you do?"
Okay. If you forget a line on stage, what do you do? Okay. So you just have to keep going. You
Yeah,
just have to keep going. That's the thing, and that's the trick. I mean, sometimes you realize you've missed a line, sometimes you don't. And then you got your other peers looking at you, your actors looking at you like, and you're like, and you either make something up or you just keep going, you skip to the next line. I think that's the biggest thing. Just keep going. It doesn't matter.
so
Everyone makes mistakes. We're all human, okay? And you have good days and you have bad days. And it will happen to you. It happens to everybody. And you just got to keep, if you stand there and laugh, or if you stand there and go, then that's, it's not great. It's not professional, is it? But I'm trying to think, have I forgotten? Yeah. Okay, I haven't forgotten a line, but I definitely repeated myself on lines. Done that. And
yeah.
I actually did it on my first performance ever as Gary Coleman.
No,
Oh, my first performance as Gary Coleman. Yeah, I mean, the first scene, I've come out, done my thing, and then I swapped the lines around, I think, or I repeated the same line. And then I also forgot a prop. I forgot the phone. So, when Gary Coleman comes out and it rings, and he's like, Gary Coleman, and then gives it to I forgot the phone. So it was one of the moments of, and I think is right. As soon as I got out there and the scene's happening, putting the boxes down, and Princeton's talking, I realized I didn't have the phone in my pocket. I was like, so the whole time we're doing this thing, I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? I can't run off stage. What can I do? So when it came to the phone ringing, I just kind of faintly looked up, and then I was like, hello, pretending it was like a side in piece ear. Hello, Gary Coleman kind of thing. And then obviously I meant to pass it to Princeton, and then I was like, Princeton, I think it's for you. And then Princeton had to be like, oh, hello. So he got the finger as well. And Lawrence got his little finger and did it. And we literally got off stage and we both just died in the wings. I was like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And he was like, no, stupid. Like, it worked. We carried on. The thing is, you just have to carry on. It doesn't matter what happens. You just have to keep going. Unless it's obviously.
thought of that just.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I forgot the keys once. Yeah, when I went on to Gary Coleman. Yeah, I was like, wait, hang on. What's the end of it? Home to Avenue Kid. What was I say instead? Because again, when we walk back and you turn around, I turn around and realize I haven't got the keys. I was like, so what are you going to say, Claire? And then I was like, so what's this Gary Coleman say? Gary Coleman says, here's your keys. I think I said, welcome in or something. I was like, welcome in. I just had to think of something really quickly. Of course, the audience members had no idea, unless you're like a diehard, not Gary Coleman, of like Avenue Q, then I have screwed up the line. But everybody else was just like, and they looked at me, everyone looks at me on stage, the boom at the end, and everyone just looked at me like, well done, Chloe.
Well done.
Like, oh God. But these things happen. Do you know what I mean? You're only
human. They're going to happen.
Being a swing and an understudy, it's the pressure's 10 times because you don't do it every day. Obviously, if you do it every single day, it becomes second nature. You just pick up your props, you do your thing, it becomes
absolutely
you're a robot. You do it with your eyes shut, fast asleep. When you do it once or twice a month or whatever, you're like, you get your little book out and you're like, right, okay. And then you're trying to remember everything else. And then these little details, you're like, But that's the nature of the game.
That's quite good.
It was a long answer, wasn't it? Just keep going, basically, Trevor. Just keep going.
Keep rolling. So your next question is from Lily, and Lily's asked, "What is your favorite song in Beautiful?"
Oh.
It's a-
Oh. See, I'm terrible for asking what's my favorite because again, I've got like a top three. Okay, I think it's gonna have to be Natural Woman. I just loved it. Every time it came on, I was
Absolutely.
like, as soon as I heard the chords, I was like, here we go. And then when I got to go
Oh,
on stage with the harmonies back behind either it was Daisy or it was Vicky, I was just like,
yeah.
yes.
Both
Yeah,
absolutely incredible performers as well.
exactly. And yeah, Natural Woman, love, yeah, can't beat it.
Yes. Your next question is from Emily, and Emily has asked, "What is your favorite thing about touring?"
Great question. I love traveling. Like traveling is in my blood. And I don't really like being at one place at one time. So being on tour is the perfect job for me.
Yeah,
The best thing I love about touring is just going to different cities and different places and meeting different people and seeing new sights and going on tourist adventures and yeah, and I actually enjoy. I know some people don't, but I actually enjoy the traveling part. So I enjoy
yeah,
getting on the train for 4 hours, or getting on a plane, or getting on a coach, or getting in my car. I love it. I just love being on tour. Some people just it's not for them.
no,
Being on tour is for me, and I just love. Yeah, I love all of that.
your
All of it.
style.
Yeah.
So the waitress tour then.
Get me in. Get me in.
um, and your last fans question is from Lucy, and she asks, "Who is your biggest inspiration?"
Oh God. Are we talking in the musical theatre world?
Anyone at all, anyone who inspires you.
Oh, again, that's so difficult. Isn't it? Okay, who inspired? Okay, I'm gonna. It's so cliche, but I'm gonna have to go. It's gonna have to be Queen Bee, Beyonce.
That's
On it. I just think she's unreal. I never was a major fan of hers. I obviously always loved her music, whatever,
yeah,
bop to it. But this year especially, or like last year and this year, Baychella changed my life. There was just something about that. I watch it. I remember I was auditioning a month ago. I had to keep going in for recalls and I was like, oh, okay, and I was trying to get the energy and trying to get the confidence and trying, as you do.
yeah.
And on the way there, I would just watch Baychella on my phone and just be like, I literally get off at the station and be like, yes, I'm ready. I've got it. I've got the energy that I
Let's
need. I'm
go.
confident. I am this. I'm that. So
Yeah,
Beyonce, thank you. She is
the
queen.
queen. Yeah. So now, just to end off a little bit, is your little quiz on how well you know Beautiful.
Failed miserably.
Just been waiting for this one, haven't you? So
Can I phone a friend? Can I call Jacob and be like, Jacob?
he knows the answers now.
No. Oh. Okay.
All right. So the first question is, how many songs are in the cast recording, including the overture? Diabolical. Jacob sat and counted them.
Yeah, no, can I count them?
Yeah, you've got all the time you want.
I think I know this actually on the top of the hand because there's a lot. Oh, I'm gonna count them just to be. I'm gonna say 23, but I'm gonna count them.
Counting away.
So, okay. Um, oh, that is. I don't know if that's included in the soundtrack. No, it's not. Oh, we're gonna be for ages. I'm not gonna have to go through that. I'm gonna say 23.
25.
Oh,
That was
oh! I knew
that
it was a lot.
though. I'm gonna double check after this, and then I'll have to let you know.
I can tell you right now. Let me go on to
I will
Spotify.
see how close you and Jacob were.
Oh, for God's
I'm
sake!
pretty sure there's 25, but I want to see because I feel like Jacob said something very similar.
I knew it was a lot.
Because I'm
Do you know what?
sure
I was gonna say 24, but then I was like, no, go with 23.
I will double check and let you know what he said because I want to
Please,
know now. Um,
yeah.
I also want to know his score. This one's easy now. I finished the lyric.
Oh
The
no.
lyric is, "You give your love."
You give your love so sweetly.
There you go. And you sang it even better. Um, question three. Who was the original Broadway Carol King?
Oh, Jesse Miller.
Yes. That's the one people know. This is one. Jacob smashed this question, so you've got to smash it too. Um, so it's a lengthy one. So I'm going to read it out twice just in case. So the question is, both Beautiful and Another Musical have one song with the same title. Which musical and what is the song?
One more time.
So both Beautiful and Another Musical have a song with the same name. What is that song and what is the musical?
I'm not cheating. I'm literally just looking at the soundtrack, okay? I'm looking at the
That's
soundtrack.
fine. That is fine.
I'm gonna make sure that you know I'm not cheating. I'm just gonna keep looking. So have I got to tell you what musical, the other music, or what the song is?
Both.
Both. Oh my goodness.
It's quite, if you think about it, it's a fairly modern musical, but not like as modern as like Jamie and Six, but
Okay.
it's still fairly, and it's got quite a cult following,
Cult following.
sort of anyway. A lot of cosplayers around this musical.
A lot of what? Sorry.
Cosplayers in costumes, people dressing up, especially for Halloween.
Oh, oh no. Oh. Hang on. Okay. I could be wrong.
Has she caught on?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say the song is.
The song is the easy part,
Like really?
especially to do with the musical that it's from. That's
Okay, right. I'm stuck between two songs. I'm just gonna go with my gut and say "Beautiful."
yes,
Am I right?
yes, very.
Okay. And is it Beetlejuice?
No,
Oh!
Heather's.
Of course it is. And of
Yeah.
course it's got people dress up as that in Halloween. Oh my god.
Hey, but
Yes,
you get the point for beautiful.
yes, it is because Heather's open. Oh god.
And the last question on the quiz is: what was the first venue on tour on your beautiful tour?
Bromley.
It was indeed. So I will find out the scores, and I'll let you know. Um,
I'm sure they could beat me.
probably, but you've done it twice, so we'll let you off.
Twice.
That's your little get out clause there. We all need one of them every now and then. So last
Oh,
thing I want to do is firstly remind everyone that we're trying to raise a little bit of money for Acting for Others to do this. So if you just want to jump down, everyone, just there'll be a link. So if anyone wants to donate anything, it's a very good cause, and there'll be a link. It's super easy to do, and I just think it's very needed at a time like this. Um, and then another one to check the social medias for not only who's going to be interviewed next, which I actually know this week. I know I'm overly prepared. But also um, other projects that are coming up because obviously you saw Chloe in the Stage Boots concert. What could be next? I mean, Christmas is coming. That that could be a thing that happens. Who knows? And finally, I want to thank you for coming in, Chloe. It's been such a pleasure speaking to you.
thank you. It's been so nice to
So
speak to you.
much. I
It's
know.
so sweet. And I wish that I could have seen you in Sunderland, but we will meet again. And it won't be
Absolutely.
over Zoom.
It won't
It
be
will be probably stage door or in the audience.
somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna keep it up there and
Absolutely.
hopefully reunited some point next year.
Yeah, that'll happen. And I'll bring you a
Oh,
trophy for second place in the beautiful quiz.
okay, do you know what? I'll take the trophy. That's fine. I
There you
can
go.
take it.
Yeah.
It's
See?
fine. I don't mind losing to Jacob. If I'm going to lose to anybody, it will be Jacob.
Well, exactly. I mean, we'd all lose to Jacob. Let's be real. The knowledge that guy has. I mean,
Oh, I love him. I love him so much.
but apart from
But yeah,
that, I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all later.